Today we're digging into something really fascinating. Mental health, healing, personal growth, specifically looking at the NNATTI Psychotherapy Center. It's down in Kochi, Kerala.
Right.
Now, our info comes from their website, some key excerpts. And our goal really is just to understand their unique approach, what they offer, and, well, who's behind it all.
And it is unique. What's so interesting about NNATTI, I think, is what it tells us about a truly holistic view of mental well-being.
Holistic. What does that mean in this context exactly?
Well, it means recognizing that mental health isn't separate.
Yeah.
It's tied into everything, our body, our relationships, maybe our spiritual side, even our environment.
Okay.
And we can see how that idea plays out in what they actually do right from the start.
Yeah, let's start there because the founder seems absolutely central, Chilton George Fernandez. The material we have paints this really compelling picture. He's a Catholic priest, but also a psychologist.
Right, with over 15 years of experience combining those roles.
So how does that blend the psychological insight and the spiritual guidance? How does that actually work in practice at NNATTI? What's the advantage?
Well, that's kind of the core of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because he has both perspectives. The center isn't just looking at symptoms. It's looking at the whole person, mind, body, spirit.
I see.
It allows for a maybe deeper understanding of suffering. They can tackle those complex moral or, existential questions alongside the clinical stuff.
Which must be comforting for people.
Exactly. If you're looking not just for symptom relief, but for meaning, for purpose in your healing, that framework can be really powerful. Spiritual resilience becomes a resource.
That makes a lot of sense, connecting to something deeper. And he's not just like a generalist either. He has specific clinical focuses.
Oh, definitely.
The website mentions his warm teaching style, but also his focus on trauma, PTSD, dissociation, and that mind-body-spirit integration you mentioned.
Yes.
And his practice is rooted in somatically grounded trauma treatment, so addressing the physical side of trauma.
Using established methods.
Right, psychoanalysis, but also EMDR. That's the eye movement one, for processing memories.
Eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, yeah. Very effective for trauma. And ANDP, too.
AEDP, Accelerated Experiential Dynamic Psychotherapy.
Which is more about tapping into our own capacity to heal and grow, sort of accelerating that process.
Okay, so a real toolkit there.
And his impact isn't just in one-on-one therapy. He's known as a trainer in trauma-informed psychotherapy.
So teaching others this approach.
Exactly. Understanding how widespread trauma is, how it affects people, systems. He does seminars, workshops for schools, hospitals, public services, all sorts.
Wow.
It shows he can take these really complex ideas about trauma and make them usable for lots of different people. That says a lot about his depth, his commitment to spreading this knowledge.
It really does. It sounds like he's been shaping this field for a while, even before NNATTI.
Oh, absolutely. His
Okay.
journey shows this consistent commitment to tackling complex trauma with new integrated methods.
Like what? What came before NNATTI?
Well, before NNATTI started in 2024, he was already involved in some key things. Back in 2016, he was the founding psychologist for psychotrauma care at Fatima Hospital.
Okay, so institutional work early on.
Right. Then in 2018, he founded Thelo. That's the home of the TSET model.
TSET, Systematic Effective Trauma Therapy.
Yeah, a structured approach for trauma recovery. And then in 2019, he was a founding member and senior faculty at NJAN Kelcom, part of ASHRAE.
Expanding into community mental health.
And he was crucial in developing group protocols for early mental health interventions, EMHI, especially after big events like the 2018 floods in Kerala.
So he's not just reacting, he's actively building systems.
Precisely. Shaping the trauma care landscape in the region. It's quite impressive.
It really is. And given all that background, that commitment to integration, how much does his personal philosophy really define NNATTI today? Is it like his vision made real?
I'd say absolutely. NNATTI seems completely built on his vision. You see it in their tagline, Restoring Roots, Reviving Relations CGF.
Restoring roots, reviving relations.
Yeah, it's not just catchy. It suggests that healing comes from reconnecting with yourself, your roots, and improving your connections with your relations.
Ah, okay. So distress often comes from disconnection there.
That seems to be the idea.
Yeah.
And healing involves rebuilding those links. Their big goal, helping you find your desires, build a life with purpose that flows directly from this idea.
That gives the tagline much more weight. And you definitely see that philosophy in the sheer range of services they offer. It's quite a list.
It really is.
We can sort of group them. They have the clinical side, psychiatry, psychotherapy, but also neurology and brain stimulation.
The neuroclinic aspect.
Yeah, positioning themselves as a neuroclinic offering advanced, non-invasive neurostimulation. They even have a tagline for that, where neurostimulation meets new beginnings.
Which highlights that forward-thinking, tech-integrated side of things, using technology to help, rewire the brain.
Exact, but it's not just clinical, is it?
Not at all. That's where the holistic part really comes in. They have conventional and alternative medicine, somatic and expressive therapies.
Things like movement or art therapy.
Yeah, ways to process trauma held in the body, plus nature and adventure-based therapies, and just general holistic and lifestyle approaches.
Wow. So nature therapy, too.
It seems so. The breadth is genuinely remarkable. And they apply this wide toolkit to specific issues.
Right. The list includes panic disorder, panic attacks, attachment trauma, anxiety, PTSD, phobias, even traumatic brain injury and pain management.
A very comprehensive list.
So with all these different options, how do they actually integrate them? How does it all work together for someone seeking help? It can't just be pick and mix, surely.
No, I wouldn't think so. That's where the Restoring Roots, Reviving Relations idea probably guides the process. It suggests the journey's adaptive, personalized.
Okay, so tailored to the person.
Exactly. Think about someone coming in with, say, attachment trauma and panic attacks. They might start with somatic work to calm their nervous system, feel safe. Then maybe psychotherapy for the attachment issues, perhaps some neurostimulation to help with anxiety regulation, and maybe even nature therapy for grounding. It's like building layers of support around that person, not just one single track.
That makes so much sense. A dynamic system. And of course, delivering all this requires a team.
A dedicated one, it seems.
Yeah, they call them the Heart of NNATTI. And their motto, your well-being, our passion, a team that cares. It suggests real personal investment.
It does. The leadership mentioned includes Ruma Reju, the chief managing director.
Okay.
Suresh Babu Kayan, the CEO, and Suparna Anthony, the CFO.
Right.
But the material stresses they and the whole team are more than just therapists. Meaning they're creating the whole environment for healing. Ruma Reju probably ensures the core philosophy is everywhere in the operations. Suresh Babu likely handles the strategy, making sure the services run well. Suparna Anthony keeps it sustainable financially.
So they all contribute to that safe, nurturing space needed for growth.
Exactly. It's about fostering that culture of care throughout.
So let's bring it back to the listener. What does this mean for you if you're thinking about getting support there? They have this section, Why Book Us? And they focus on two key things. First, a confidential and safe space. You can share freely, no judgment.
Crucial.
And second, personalized support. Sessions tailored just for your needs, your goals. It sounds like they really focus on the individual.
And the testimonials really back that up. Hearing directly from clients, it gives you a real feel for it.
Yeah. What do they say?
Well, there's Anjali R. She's 28. She says, NNATTI has been a turning point. Therapists here truly listen without judgment, guide you with compassion. She felt lost, overwhelmed, but now feels empowered.
Empowered. That's a strong word.
It is. Then there's Rahul M., 34. He was skeptical about therapy initially.
Okay, interesting perspective.
He says, NNATTI changed my perspective completely. The safe space helped me open up, process years of suppressed emotions, and start healing. He mentions the approach is professional, warm, and caring.
Wow. Hearing that from a skeptic changed my perspective. That's powerful. And you mentioned a third one.
Yes. Fatma S., she's 40. She sought help during a really tough time and found not just therapy, but deep understanding and support. And crucially, she says, NNATTI helped me reconnect with myself.
Reconnect with myself. That really echoes what you're saying about restoring roots.
Exactly. It shows up consistently. The themes are safe space, no judgment, and this idea of reconnection. It suggests that even for people wary of therapy like Rahul, they build trust quickly. That's often the first hurdle, right? Especially with trauma.
Absolutely.
And Fatma's comment about reconnecting, it shows it's not just about feeling better, but about getting back to your authentic self, feeling empowered.
That really paints a picture of the impact. And it seems NNATTI's work goes beyond just individual therapy sessions.
Yeah, they seem quite engaged in the wider community.
Our sources mention healing in progress, stay updated, and list trainings and courses. So education seems important too.
Definitely. If you look at their news and events, you see examples. They're taking admissions for counseling psychology courses starting July 2025.
training the next generation of therapists.
Right. Strengthening the whole mental health field. They also offer a premarital counseling workshop.
Oh, interesting. Proactive stuff for couples.
Yeah, helping build strong foundations, maybe prevent issues later on. And there's a Teen Gree Briti program.
Teen Gree, right.
Yeah, using positive psychology to build resilience, grit, perseverance in adolescence. It's vital work looking at well-being as something you build proactively, not just fix reactively.
It really is a comprehensive approach, isn't it? From the individual, deep therapy, all the way to community education and prevention for teens. So there you have it. Our deep dive into NNATTI. We've looked at the founder, Chilton George Fernandez, his vision.
The incredibly broad range of services they offer, all integrated.
And the dedicated team behind it all focused on fostering healing and growth.
Yeah, understanding a place like NNATTI with all its different methods and that deep philosophy, it really gives you a valuable way to think about modern mental health care.
It shows what's possible with that integrated approach, looking at the whole person, their connections. So what does this all mean for you, the listener?
Well, it means there are places offering this kind of deep, personal, holistic care. Tailored support, addressing mind, body, spirit, and reaching out into the community too.
And it leaves us with a thought, perhaps. Given NNATTI integrates everything from, cutting-edge neurostimulation to nature therapies, all under this banner of restoring roots, reviving relations, how might that kind of deeply rooted and relational approach actually shape the future of mental health support? Not just for individuals, but for whole communities. Something to think about.